Hi guys, I'm back in Turkey. I've come because my boyfriend's come to have a hair transplant. So I've asked bookingsurgery.com if we could do a Q&A on Instagram, and I'm back and I wanted to answer some of your questions. So we'll run through some of them. This is David, the UK coordinator.
Hi, I'm David.
And we're just going to run through some of these questions for you so that some of those boxes are ticked, and you can put yourself in for a referral if you feel like this is for you, if it is or if it isn't. Some of the questions we'll run through now. So one of the first questions is about did I have any apprehensions about going abroad for surgery? I'd already been to Turkey before, years and years ago, and I'd had my teeth done, and I knew that the service over here was so much better from the UK. The standard of medical training is frankly just so much higher, and I knew that from dentistry. So I already knew that with surgery, the standard was going to be so much higher. So I wasn't very nervous. I've had quite bad experiences within the NHS myself. And as we know, the NHS is oversaturated now and there's not enough doctors. So coming abroad seemed like a really natural option for me. The care here has been fantastic. So if anything, they've surpassed my expectations, which has been fantastic. The next question is, how much was the surgery and does it include a hotel stay? So the surgery that I had was
2,000. So the surgery you had was 2,345
Yes.
GBP.
And I had a gastric sleeve. So obviously there are different methods. There's a band, a sleeve and a bypass.
And a mini.
And a mini. So you would want to reach out, get your own personal consultation, get your own referral form done and find out what's best for your BMI, for your lifestyle and for your need of recovery.
Yeah. To be honest, we tend to pull away from the band these days because it's back and forth the hospital. They come with too many complications. The sleeve is a far more advanced option. So we're tending to do a lot of band to sleeve surgery.
And in all honesty, me having my sleeve, I couldn't even imagine of any of those other techniques of working so well for me.
Yeah.
And it's changed my life so much so for the better.
The gastric sleeve removes 80%, up to 80% of the stomach. You've got the hunger hormone that makes you hungry. It's called ghrelin. And that sits within the stomach. So when they remove 80% of that, it removes the hunger.
Which is amazing. Someone else has asked, is it expensive? I've struggled this for so long. So like he's just said, that price, compared to the UK, you're looking at £11,000. And that is, from my understanding, a starting price. And that's being taken away from wherever you've had your surgery the same day. So with my stay, I had to be here for 4 days. And I tell you, you need to be somewhere for 4 days because that recovery, you don't want to be panicking. You want to be able to ask those questions. And I certainly was glad that I was here in hospital with the translators all here, all of the medical team, the UK coordinators, and that worked really well for me.
I'd just like to add to that. So we never have done the whole, like if you go to surgery, have a sleeve in the UK, they send you home after a day or two. A lot of places out in Istanbul at the moment, they will do surgery. You'll stay in hospital 1 or 2 days and then they farm you off to a hotel. No chance. I mean, you want to be safe. We only do full hospital stay, 4 nights, 5 days for any sleeve, 5 nights, 6 days for a bypass.
Which I think is brilliant because all of this culture of, this getting people into a hotel to recover after surgery, it just doesn't sit right with me.
No, you need to be somewhere with a fully you need a fully loaded hospital with an ICU. Complications can happen. It's still surgery at the end of the day.
And at least that's being covered. Okay, so the next question is, are you able to eat properly yet? How long were you on a liquid diet? So after my surgery, there was a 6 weeks period where I phased from liquid to puree to soft food. And to be honest, it's not like you're having a liquid and wanting more at first. It's adequate. You feel full. You feel your whole relationship with food will change. And I would say I'm still having those little treats and I'm still having that enjoyment from food, but my body doesn't require as much as I ate. And that's why I had it done, because I ate too much. I needed too much. My stomach had stretched and I constantly needed that extra food. Whereas now I feel really grateful that I don't. So, making dinner for my family, I'm generally eating the same things, but I'm prioritizing protein to make sure that my body is getting the right amount of protein. I find that quite easy with cooking meals. And in all honesty, you're not missing out by saying, aren't you worried you'll never eat a full meal again? It's just not. Why would you have this done if that was your concern? I had this done to make sure that I can manage my portions moving forward and that I can live a healthy lifestyle away from the risks of cancer, high blood pressure, cholesterol and diabetes. So that is exactly why I had it done.
Yeah, I had my to the other end. You're quite fresh with yours. I had my surgery in 2018. I had a mini bypass. I mean, at first we could still go out for food. Me and my wife, we both share starters. Now I can eat almost normal plates of food, but I can't overeat. So
which is a gift.
Yeah, it is good. That's why we do it.
And also check out David's before and afters, because that is a big difference. Somebody said, is there anything you can never eat again, or is it just smaller portions? So I probably would avoid like you get told by a nutritionist anyway. There is a nutritionist that gives you all of the advice, and there are so many books on post-barbaric surgery. So I would definitely recommend getting those and educating yourself before and making sure you've got something for after. But we go out for dinner and I will just have like David said, a small starter. I will just prioritize again protein. But I wouldn't say there's anywhere I couldn't go. There'd be certain foods, if they're not very good for me, I just wouldn't be able, my body wouldn't allow me to eat too much of it. And I'm grateful for that as well.
Yeah, it's more the sleeve is normally okay. More the bypass patients tend to suffer. Some can suffer with a dumping syndrome. If they eat too much sugar, too much fats, it can make you feel unwell. So, which is a bonus, it keeps them off them types of food.
And you learn very quickly. If you experience anything like that, you learn quickly that you can't beat this surgery. You can't beat the diet plan. Your body won't allow it. And that is something that I needed. Somebody's asked, I'm a beauty therapist in a similar line of work. How soon did you go back to work and how did you find it? So this was a concern for me. I booked 2 weeks off of work personally, and everyone is different. So, please don't plan your recovery around mine. But I got back, I was driving a couple of days after, and I actually did cancel my second week off work and I went back to work. I did need that week to just take it slow and steady, but for me, that worked really well. So, that obviously can work for other people too. Somebody's asked if you do implant teeth, which I'm aware you
do. I've got one myself.
Yeah.
We got an absolutely amazing dental clinic. So the dental clinic we work with.
Your wife's teeth are amazing.
Yeah, she's had a full set of zirconians and she's had one implant. I've had an implant myself. I had all my silver fillings removed, white ones. So the clinic we work with, they actually supply a lot of the dentists in Istanbul with the equipment, the dentistries. So he's opened his own clinic, which makes sense, and he can make teeth within a couple of days.
And he's working with you, so that's amazing.
So instead of you having to come and maybe stay 10 days, 2 weeks, we can do it all within a week,
Somebody's asked, what was the pain level like, which bit was worse? So in all honesty, it was the gas pain, which, they say walk it off, swinging your arms, the peppermint tea, all those things do really help. It was a very small price to pay. I was only uncomfortable for a few days. The good thing about staying in hospital is your pain is managed. You're not pushed to a hotel to suffer with one small packet of painkillers to worry about yourself. You are here, they will, and I asked for painkillers a few times and nothing was too much trouble. So I wouldn't say that was a concern for me. Somebody said, what was the flight like home? Actually, I was really concerned because I came on my own. And I'm really glad that I did come on my own because I wasn't in the mood to entertain anybody. And the flight home was actually really easy. I actually had to get on a train for 4 hours to go home. Again, not a problem. I just read my book. So I would say not to worry about that.
We can arrange full assistance as well. Anyone that is struggling and they're not comfortable, especially with IST airport, it's a massive airport. And we're drivers. We can arrange for the drivers to take them straight through to the gate. They'll check them in and zip them through on a Segway all the way through.
Somebody's asked, have you got any regrets, even slightly? And I can say absolutely no regrets, nothing. This has changed my life. I felt self-conscious most days. I felt the weight on my body, just simply walking. I felt the heaviness. You were very big.
I was nearly 30 stone myself, but I wish I'd done it sooner.
Yeah, and I was nearly 16. So to have lost this weight is a gift. So, no, I don't regret it. And like I said before, the risks now that I've stepped away from high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and cancer. So yeah, I'm really grateful to bookingsurgery.com, and I wouldn't change a thing. I really wouldn't. And I heard people say that, and whilst you're at first you're thinking about, the gas pain after surgery, God, I would do it again every single day if it meant that I had the result that I have now. So no.
Agree.
Someone, let's see if there's any more. I don't think there's any more. Somebody said, are you hungry or are you finding it okay? I'm probably, like, some days I'm eating more than others, which I follow a barbaric surgery page on Instagram, which I would highly recommend, like making sure you follow all of those things. It's just the biggest community of people, and the Facebook pages on bookingsurgery.com where people can support each other and you can see other people's results. It's just,
you got a lot of support pages on.
You have got so much support, and I don't know one person that's had that surgery from my experience that does regret it, because it just gives you everything that you knew was missing. So that's been really good for me. Somebody's asked about my scars. I can show you. They are very small, as you can see. They will go white. I had 3 surgery points.
Yeah, some are 3, some are 4.
Yeah.
I mean, after a good tan, after a year, you won't see them.
No. And like, I've had similar scars and they've gone white, so I'm not worried about that. And also the scars are keyhole, very small. I'm really not concerned about that. I've not looked at them really and ever worried about that. And then the last question is, somebody said, is there a certain area you're seeing weight drop from? I think it wasn't really 100% cosmetic for me. It was mostly about the health benefits. My top half has lost the weight first, the second half, but it just comes off. It comes off so nicely and so quickly, and then obviously that slows down. That you've made such headway. You're not worried about that last bit. You want it to take its time, because you're at a stage where you're just enjoying your body as it is, and that's the first time that's happened in my adult life. So I'm really grateful, and I'm really grateful to bookingsurgery.com for looking after me and the aftercare, and also being on hand to answer any questions. So yeah, and thank you to you, Gemma. Yeah, no, you've both been great.
It's been a pleasure.
And yeah, I'm just glad that other people can see my experience, and I'm sure you can see a difference from my first video and know for yourself just by looking at me, like, how much has changed, and obviously I look a lot happier.
You see it straight away.
And I fit in the chair now.
I knew I went back with it. I used a seatbelt extender when I had mine. Little wins.
I put the seatbelt on this time of the plane. I was like, look at the
yeah. It's crazy.
So yeah, thank you.
Even little things like being able to hug my wife, and she couldn't hug me before they put her arm around me,
So yeah, I'm really grateful. Perfect.